So we're going to fix up this Land Rover Jeep. Now the paint isn't bad, might need a little touch up there, but I'm going to just leave it. At the moment I'm just going to get the steering wheel in. I haven't taken the plate off. I just pulled the pin out that was bent. I just pulled it with the pliers so I don't have to take the plate off or anything. And I have a broken bumper, as you can see. Now this U-iron piece here, it's brass, you can buy it in hobby stores, goes over this part of the bumper. Now all I got to do is grind that down so it goes across all the way and fit it on. So that's what I'm about to do. So on with the Dremel. I'm going to clean this one side up a bit. There you go. Fitting. I grind this down now. Woo! Getting close. We'll slightly file the little last bit, just to be on the safe side. And then I'm going to cut it the length, like this. Round it off like that there, that piece. And voila! We will have a bumper. So there's a Jeep, it's ground down. It's got a crack there on the tab. I'll put a little filler in there. And I'll need a tab in here. So I've done the little U brass iron piece. It fits over this and it's just about the same width as a Jeep. It's a little bit longer so I can file these edges round and then they'll fill in or solder in whichever you want. But there you go, there's your bumper. And I'm going to put in a new steering wheel and I'm going to show you how to put in your windscreen without taking off the plate. Right? Some people like take out the plates. I like leaving the rivets. I like leaving as much of the authentic piece as I can. So I do get some flack for not taking out the rivets and doing it all. But you know, I prefer to keep it as original as possible. So there's the bumper. I'll just round off these with the file. I did a little filing here and touch up. And then I'll show you how to epoxy it all together. So I have the three parts for this section. The bumper, the JB weld of course for mixing, and this little triangular. And we're going to mix this together here. Real quick. Make sure there's no white. Smear it on the bumper. Make sure it's the bumper only goes one way. But it's on, it's straight. You have to make sure it's in line. If I turn it the other way, it's not in the line. Oops, that's in the way there. There we go. So there's straight with the thing, and there has to be two sides have to be equal. That's good. Pressed on. We'll clean up now in a minute this back piece. Start filling in this cavity as much as we can. And the end. That's looking good. Very good. Might have to do a touch up, file it and touch it up again. Now we're going to put this little angle iron piece here on this with the tweezers. A little chip of a thing. Bit of a nuisance, but it's make it look right. And it's got to go short end down, large end, and it's got to go right there on the corner, I think it. There it is. Quick look. I don't think you can go over much more. I do have a toothpick thing I use quite a bit here. Oh, you can see that there, right? Just make sure it's in place. There, like that. This one looks wider. That and that have to be more or less the same. Let's zoom in so you can see what I did. Bring this in a little more. There you go. Try to get some more light on it. There you go, the bumper's on. And while I'm at it, I can bring in this windscreen too. See, this windscreen comes in like this. Now it won't go in because it's supposed to go in that rivet down there. Just cut that little piece off, put a bit of epoxy on it and slip it in. Yeah, just ground off the end here, right to the end of the hole, just a teeny bit more. And it slides in. Sometimes you have to bend them back a bit so they have a little bit of a slant. I don't like them straight up. That's pretty close. I'll hold that in for a sec. There you go. And now we just put a bit of epoxy on here. Nice and easy. And I take my tweezer with a bit of cloth or my toothpick and I clean. Oops. The less filing, the better. See how nice that's going? I might even take some on the pick and put it in there. I might as well give that kind of an even look there. A little dirty, but now we got it squeezing out the back here. We'll clean that up in a minute. And I got a steering wheel here. I usually put a little bit on the end, poke it through, and then stick it into the unit. Try to wipe it, and then you put her in the Jeep hole. Now what you want to do is just find out where you want to leave it and just, I'll put a little bit on the pin down there, hang on. Right, press her in a bit. So you've got to make sure your man's clean. There's burrs on the side of this that don't look right. And sometimes I put it underneath a polisher and give it a little bit of a whirl as well. I want them to look right after all this trouble. So sometimes you have little pixelation sticking out you got to get rid of. Just small things. Because if you're going to do it now, you might as well make it look really cool when you paint it. And in between the legs there's usually a little bit of a burr there, so. Now I'm not going to fit him in there until that other stuff is dry. So I'm leaving this now, this steering wheel up like this. There we go. And I'm going to leave this dry. Just going to clean this up a little bit. You want as little cleaning afterwards as possible. Which I've learned through the years. It is better to clean it when applying. Now you can use the PL glue on this as well, like this, and it'll work as well. Now you have a Jeep with the steering and the windshield with a bit of paint, so You're getting really close. You got your bumper on, which I need to clean a bit. And I've got the two little corners there now, like here and here. That is a bit too much in there. Yeah, so the man's all polished with the wire brush. And it goes, it sides in like that. I might put a little drop underneath there to hold him in place. And now all we got to do is just clean up the bumper with the file. Needle files, of course. We have our two stays in here. I'll do the bumper first. Nice and gently. And we'll see what we're going to get here. And you just keep at this until you get a really nice shape. It's coming along already. Yeah, so I've been filing the bumper. It looks really good, as you can see. Right? Scraped a little bit off on the windshield there. The windshield has to be black. Now the bumper's really good, but if I look at this side here, oh, my man's falling out. There we go. If you look at this side here, it's a little thinner. I'll put a little bit of epoxy on there. And on the end of the bumper, it didn't totally fill in here. So I'll put a little bit of epoxy in there. File it, and then undercoat, and we're done. I've got to paint her up then. I'll show you the end result, I suppose. Yeah, so I made a little mix. Filled in the two brackets a little bit more so I can file them down. And touched up the ends again. There you go. And I'll leave it at that, and then leave it dry and file it again. So, getting close. There you go, it's filed up, it looks really good. I think it's all ready for undercoating, and then the steering wheel and the shield. I'll just put a bit of grey undercoat on it. But there's how you put the parts on the Land Rover. You put a little diamond grinder in the Dremel. I'm just going to clean up any little specks that are left. And there we go, she's all done, ready for a little bit of touch-up. So here's the Jeep I just showing you I did. It's all undersprayed now, so all I gotta do is paint it. Get this over that way, there you go. There you go. Now if you look at original bumpers, there's a little line underneath there. You can actually add that with a wire if you wanted to, but I don't think I will. I think I'm fine this way. So there you go, and the steering wheel's in. And in this one I just put the windshield and the steering wheel in it, because that's all it needed. And I have two men painted here on the side. Just push that back a little. There, two men there. I'll get this light out of the way. See, two men here, ready to go. So there we go. So all it needs is a bit of painting and tires. So I'm going to pack in that video at that. There you go.